Hey guys, Tommy Bryson here, and overwhelmingly over the past few days, people have been asking this one question. Tommy, do I stockpile cash right now like Pablo Escobar, or do I pay off my debts to focus on basically saving money later on, because right now things might go left and I want to make sure I'm stable? Well, in this video, I'm going to cover all the pros and cons, but before I do one thing to make sure you're safe at home, and that is click the like button. On top of that, also subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified, and that way you get updated every time I post a new video, which again is every single day. And the first thing is this, guys, I think the main question people are asking is basically, well, Tommy, do I stockpile to invest later on because things might get even cheaper later on, or do I just pay off my debts because again that is still costing me a lot of money, versus just investing? Like, which one of them do I actually do? Because there's three, okay? Investing, paying off your debts, or for example just stockpiling cash like Pablo. Well, the answer is, guys, it's not an either or problem, okay? The answer is you want to do all three at the same time. So basically what you want to do is do all of them in combination. But the main question then becomes, well, Tommy, how much do I put towards stockpiling cash, investing, and also paying debt? Well, as a general rule on how to do this, well, what I do, by the way, is I put around 10% of my money towards emergencies. But in this case, with everything that's going on right now, I do around 20%. But my entire emergency fund is filled up to 6 months, so I'm fine, okay? Now, the second thing you want to do is when it comes to paying off your debts, you want to do anywhere between 20 to 40%, and that way you're lowering down your capital, the money you actually owe, and that way you actually start lowering your balance, which means you pay less money every single month, and also raises your score, which also gives you more opportunities when it comes to investing money into other places. And lastly, when it comes to stockpiling cash, I recommend anywhere between 10 to 20% to stockpile on the side in case any investments do come along where you want to invest money, well, you want to have that money on the side to get ready to invest. Now, Tommy, I get it, okay? 10 to 20% emergencies, 20 to 40% debt, and also 10 to 20% on cash. But what about investing? Well, the answer is I'm going to break that down later on in the video. But for right now, number two is this. Well, Tommy, what is the pro and con of just stockpiling cash versus just saving my money? Well, overall, the main thing is this, guys. Here's why I don't want you to just basically save your money, because by saving your money, you're basically at a negative. And what I mean is this, okay, guys, the Fed rates cut their rates. So what this means is that now the high yield savings rates are basically around like 0.10%. So what this means is that by you saving money, all you're really doing is actually losing money every single year. That doesn't make any sense, right? But in reality, because of inflation is around 2% right now, which is actually higher than 2%, but in reality, let's say 2% for just like a general idea, right? So 2% is inflation, meaning that every single year, your money loses value by around 2%. So if you're saving money and you're getting around like 0.10%, it means that every single year, you're losing around 0.90% of your money just by saving your money. So saving your money is no longer like a viable thing because you're just losing money by saving money. However, if you decide to say, for example, well, I'm just going to do it anyway, so I'll lose 1.90%, but I'll just pay the minimum on my credit cards, and that's about it, right? Because again, you want to pay off that bad debt, and here's why. Because, for example, if they're charging you around 16% to 30% every single year on interest rates, well, what you want to do is basically pay that off, because again, you're not just losing 1.90%, well, now you're actually losing another 16% in credit card interest, and on top of that, it might be up to 30% depending on your credit score and depending on how much your credit card actually charges you. And by the way, you might want to call in during these days and ask for a reduction when it comes to your interest rates, because it might be the perfect opportunity to actually do that. And I might do a video on that. Comment down below, let me know. I'll call in directly and ask him to reduce my interest rates when it comes to my credit card. Comment down below and let me know, and I'll get to work on that video. But basically, if saving money is losing money and not paying your debt is also causing you to lose money, well, what exactly are you supposed to do? Well, again, guys, it all comes down to the magical word of investing. So number three here is that you also want to invest money to offset every single loss that will come by doing these things right here. So the plan is very simple, okay? You want to take 10 to 20%, and again, put that into emergencies in case you lose your job or anything crazy does go on, okay? 6 months worth of expenses, that's the general rule. On top of that, you want to take 20 to 40% of your money and pay off your debts, and that way you pay off the debts, you reduce them, and it's not costing you money every single year to hold on to that bad debt. However, if it is good debt, for example, a mortgage that makes you money, or for example, a student loan that's also making you money by having a career, well, it's a whole different thing. But I'm talking about bad debt like credit card debt, or for example, having a very fancy car that you buy for. Definitely do not need to drive a BMW to go from A to B, when now you can't even go from A to B. You gotta stay home, okay, because of what's going on right now. However, guys, okay, the next step is you want to take around 10 to 20% and put that into investing. Now, this might mean just cash. So you can hold on to that money in cash, and that way you're good to go. So for example, if you're planning to say, well, Tommy, I think that the market will go down later on, so I want to hold on to cash, and then when the time comes, I want to invest it. The answer is, well, you can't predict the market. So I don't really recommend that. I want you to invest right now. However, if you do want to hold on to money in case, for example, real estate goes down or the market goes down, that's fine also. So keep around 10 to 20% just in case that does happen. And lastly, I want you to put in 10 to 20% into now investing, not later investing. So that means that, well, if the market is going down right now, you should take advantage of it, because again, it is going down right now, not later. And later it might go down, but the point is, by taking around 10 to 20% of your money and put it into there right now, it means that, by the way, when I say 10 to 20%, I mean every time you get paid, you should do this with your discretional income. This means that basically whatever is left over after all your expenses and after you paid everything, that extra money is what you want to do to actually put it into all these categories right here. That's the point, okay? Now, before you even do that, guys, make sure you cut off and wipe off every single, thing that you basically don't need. For example, if you have a fancy iPhone, get rid of it. If you have a fancy car, get rid of it. The point is, make sure all of your bad debts and also bad expenses are cleared out, and only keep the necessities, and that way you can invest more money every single month, okay? So the point is, every time you get paid, you want to take 10 to 20% and put it aside for emergencies, and then around 20 to 40% and pay off your debts, and then 10 to 20% and put it into the high yield savings accounts, and on top of that 10 to 20% and also put it into investing currently. And the reason you want to do this is because that way you take advantage of everything and not just wait until the market goes down, or for example something crazy happens, because again, we cannot predict the market, and the point is you want to take advantage right now and then. So in conclusion, guys, when it comes to, well, Tommy, do I stockpile my money like Pablo, or do I pay off my debts? The answer is you want to do both, plus also invest, and that way you offset the cost. Debt is very expensive to have, around 16 to 30% every single year, and that is costing you a lot of money. And also, holding on to cash is expensive, because again, that is costing you around 1.90% every single year within this current market right now. But by investing money, you offset that by also making a return every single year in your money, and that way your money makes more money, and that way you're good to go. And that money can be used to actually pay your debts, the money that your money creates. And by the way, guys, okay, the general idea is this, guys. As long as it's good debt, you're good to go. Bad debt, you want to pay that off. And once you're done paying off that bad debt, what you want to do is grab all that extra money, that 20 to 40%, grab that money now, and then put it towards more investing, and also stockpiling more cash. And that way, when something does pop up, you can invest that money because you're prepared for it. But do not just be like, okay, I'm going to save money, pay the minimum here. That's going to cost you way too much money. Or for example, I'm just going to pay off my debts but not having cash on the side. Well, it's going to cost you opportunities. And the point is, you want to do everything simultaneously, and that way you're good to go at the same time. And guys, that's basically it for this video. Comment down below and let me know, what do you think? Are you going to stockpile like Pablo, or are you going to pay off your debts, or are you going to do both like I recommended? Comment down below, let me know. And as always, if you enjoyed this video right here, like this video, and on top of that, also turn the channel, hit the bell so you get notified. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno, just DM me on vibration. And before I go, if you want to watch a full video on how to build an emergency fund, watch this video right here. It's how I built my entire one of 6 months in around a year or so. This way you're secured up to 6 months to 12 months if you want to, and you don't have to worry about losing your job or if anything happens to you, okay? And on top of that, also click my face right here to also search that channel right now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always,